Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another session as part of LC Online Lockdown. It's a series we're running every week with live sessions from people around our college talking to you about their areas. So today, really exciting session. We've got different program leads and members of the teams in our creative industries department. We're going to be talking to you all about the FE and HE offers that we have at Leicester College. So with us, we've got Julie Elland, and we've got Nick Rule, Mike Unwins, and Rob Hansel. Oh, sorry, Mike Ewins. So yeah, today we're going to be talking to you all about the different creative subjects that we offer at Leicester College, and there'll be a Q&A session at the end. So please feel free to send in questions, and we'll make sure that we answer them at the end of the session. So we're going to start off with Rob Hansel, who's our Programme Area Manager for Creative and Digital Arts. He's going to talk to you about HE Creative Industries courses.
Thanks, Nick. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our presentation from our Creative and Performing Arts team. I'm just going to top it as the manager, just cover some of the general facts, and then the team are just going to go information about some of their specific course details. So you can see we're just going to go through what's HE in general and just where our courses fit into the HE matrix. Our HE offer, what to expect generally from HE, and how Leicester College fits into a similar expectation for universities. Why pick Leicester and Leicester College and all the things that are happening in Leicester, many matters, and really quickly how to apply. So we have a look at the next slide. Thank you. Okay, everyone. So not everyone's aware of the level 5 sections and the foundation degree and how that fits into HE. But just to start it, all our 16 to 18-year-olds finish their education on either a level 2 GCSE or a level 3 A-level or BTEC equivalent level 3. So that's the level 3 extended diploma. And when they finish that qualification, they then have a choice to go on to higher education, of which it's normally 3 years to complete a degree. Some are completed in 2, but generally it's 3. So you can see it's year 1 is level 4, year 2 of the degree is level 5, and year 3, your final year of your degree, your bachelor degree, is level 6. And you can see the college starts and has a mainstream offer around the higher national certificates and higher national diplomas. And they coincide very similar with what we call a foundation degree. So the foundation degree and the HND are like the first 2 years of a degree. Our team are here today to talk to you about our foundation degrees. They're more vocational, and our degrees were written by us, but validated with De Montfort University, our local university. And you can see just by looking at that chart exactly sort of how it fits in. So it's a national matrix. There's lots of higher education institutions, colleges, that deliver foundation degrees across the country. So it's not just a qualification founded by Leicester College. It's well known, employers recognise it, very similar to how they recognise what was the traditional HND. And of course, just to finish that, we can top up. The aim of a foundation degree is that you can top up either with the validating university or in the region, or you can top up with us at Leicester College and complete a creative degree at Leicester College as well on your 3rd year. Thank you. Next slide. So just to give you an idea of what to expect at Leicester College HE and HE in general, I think it's really important. It makes a really nice sort of comparison, this slide. You can see generally fees generally across nationally are 9,250. It varies from university to university and institution to institution. But of course, we all recognise the student union, the club societies that generally go with that undergraduate HE sort of experience. Leicester College fees are different. They are substantially lower, so around about into the 3rd. But of course, the qualification is still the same size. So when you complete a level 4 with us, it's the same as completing your 1st year at a university. We have slightly different entry requirements for our courses. So you'll see the UCAS points tariff when you have a look at our foundation degrees. You can compare them yourselves. Our staff today will talk about their entry criteria. And finally, we get a really good amount of taught hours. We generally have reasonably small class sizes, and they're mainly workshop taught. So you can imagine you're getting a slightly different vocational workshop experience than you may do potentially at other institutions. And of course, in the middle, you've got all the different categories, the expectations, and we are managed and measured across all those categories exactly the same as all the other universities that come under higher education in the UK. So all those things from equality, that's teaching, resources, the qualifications, student finance, we're managed in exactly the same way. You have access to the accommodation within the city, and we work really closely with Montfort University with that. Staff have expertise, so all the staff, or generally most of the staff, have worked in their specialist industries, and you're gaining that knowledge on your degree. And obviously our staff have teaching qualifications because they teach on further and higher education. We're obviously part of the National Student Union, and obviously De Montfort have a really big union, and our students can join that and be a part of that. Student voice is really important. We have to take part in all the national student surveys, the NSS. So we're measured, and our surveys are reported. So generally, you know, across the board, we are measured in exactly the same way because we draw our funding in the same way. So our expectations of what we have to deliver is very similar. Thank you. So we have a look at the next slide. Thank you. So obviously our main partner that here in Leicester is De Montfort University. The qualifications we're discussing with you today are foundation degrees, are university awarded, so they were validated by DMU, and they're awarded by De Montfort. And when you enrol as a student at Leicester College, but you also enrol as a student at De Montfort University, and you have access to their library and their student union and all their careers team and sort of many other aspects as part of that experience. Obviously, De Montfort have a really big support service for accommodation. So if you're looking to move to Leicester, which we'll chat about in a second, you've got access to those facilities to help you find that accommodation for your new home for that time. And like I say, finally, our courses are linked closely, aligned, I think the word is, with the degrees at DMU. So when you finish your 2 years on your foundation degree, you are given absolutely the opportunity to top up at DMU, and the courses are aligned so that can take place. And obviously, as I've said, you can top up at Leicester College as well. And then finally, there is an inter-campus transport between all our campuses. Leicester College has 3 campuses, and we're not too far from De Montfort, and our inter-campus transport can get you close to the city DMU campus. Thank you. Brilliant. So this is just giving an idea of the range of creative courses that take place at Leicester College, validated by DMU. So you can see today we've got Jules here for footwear, and we've got Nick for graphics, and you've got Michael for music tech. But we all offer a substantial photography foundation degree, artistic makeup and special effects. And that's won some great awards and works really closely with DMU. And as you can see through the list, there's many other things. Some students are looking for full-time study, which the foundation degree is, and HNDs. But you can see the college also offers part-time routes for higher education. So where it says, as you can see, the HNC, that's the equivalent of a level 4. And part-time, that normally takes 2 years, 1 or 2 evenings a week. So you can see there's quite a broad offer on a range of subjects. So the fees are different for that. They're around 2,000 something, I think £2,200. So you can see there's a broad offer for all sorts of applicants that have different needs and interested in different subjects. Thank you. Brilliant. Well, hopefully all of you that are listening are sort of well aware of Leicester, especially with the football. Leicester doing really well this year and obviously winning the league not too long ago. So Leicester's a great place to stay in. It's got loads going on. We've got a massive new shopping centre. We've got loads of things going on. So that's a bit about Leicester and the city, where it is in the East Midlands, close to Nottingham, close to Birmingham, easy to get to London and all those sorts of things. But Leicester College, well, we are measured in the same way as all other universities. We have to go through validation processes with the Office for Students. And we went through our validation 5 years ago, and we rewarded TECHNOLOG one of the highest standards. So our quality of teaching and resources and outcomes for students was rated really highly. So, you know, we're really, really proud to have that. We're really career focused. We only offer a very focused range of foundation degrees, and that's because that's our specialist route with our specialist staff. So Jules is going to talk to you about footwear. Well, footwear's been on site at Leicester College for over 100 years in our campus. So, and it has a lot of history in Leicester. And Nick's a very specialist graphics, e-media, having run his own business in the past for web and graphic design. And Michael and so on and so forth. So our degrees are really specialist based on our specialist kit, the resources that we have and the staff that we have as well. As I've said, the standard of teaching comes under that TEF Gold. You can see we've got a great community of students. You know, 400 is a lot of students. And we've got a great HE hub at our St Margaret's campus. And obviously all those undergraduates can also join their experience with DMU students as well. Get really good student satisfaction surveys. They have to be published nationally as part of the NSS surveys. We have to do that every year to comply with the OFS. And then I've talked about industry staff, university partnerships, all the courses that the experience that you get will have to have employer input, whether that's live briefs, whether that's visits, whether it's a keynote speaker. So you can find out more about those on open days, and staff might chat about them briefly now. Being a further education college, if you do need to research, generally maths, I think, is normally the qualification for some subjects. We obviously offer that internally because we offer it to our 16-year-old students, 16 to 18. So we've got loads of opportunities going on. And then finally, you know, we're going to be publicising some virtual open days soon, I think in October, where you can see our dedicated spaces and meet our staff and workshops online. So all the courses we're talking about today have got fantastic facilities that you can have bespoke time on, and they can be flexible as well in the day and the evening. Thank you. Just pop on to the next slide. Brilliant. So that brings me to the end of the start of the presentation. You'll learn more about the courses now. So just on how to apply on the next slide, I think we're just on there. Of course, it's a higher education course, so you go through your standard application process. So for all full-time students, you're going to get logged on online, get onto UCAS, get your applications complete, and follow through there. But obviously part-time, you can go direct through the college. And if you all the information I've just given you is there on the higher education section on Leicester College, and all the courses are in their appropriate study areas. So we really look forward to hearing from you soon, and enjoy the presentation from the staff. So I'm going to hand over to Michael now to start the next subject for the presentation.
Yeah, thanks for that, Rob. Much appreciated. And as Rob said, we're going to move now on to Mike, who's program lead for music technology, and he's going to talk to you a bit about the courses we offer for that.
Thanks, Nick. Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. Just a short little bit from me, and in fact, something quite exciting today is that we're actually launching 2 new courses over the summer for higher education. So I'm going to talk about our existing foundation degree for music technology, but also like to spend a little time now talking about our new HNCs. As Rob mentioned, there are part-time options available, and we do very pleased to have now a part-time HNC and 2 HNCs, one in music performance and one in music production. So I shall go through what I can in the short time I have. Next slide, please. Okay, a lot of this Rob has already touched on. I just did want to reiterate the teaching and learning expertise we have at Leicester College. If you come on one of our music production, music performance or music technology courses, you'll be learning from people who are industry professionals. I myself have many years working as a music producer and a performing musician. We have also members of staff who are audio programmers, those who compose for film and TV, and actually we're all still doing it. You know, we all still earn some money from the industry too, so you're getting industry professionals teaching you. The way we like to teach is very hands-on and practical, as I'll talk about in a moment. The facilities we have, that goes to our practice rooms, our mixing facilities, computers, etc., are what you'd expect to find in the industry. So you get very hands-on with those. There's a work-based learning element to every course as well. We teach you, we give you the opportunity to find this out for yourself as well, to create a professional portfolio, to do work experience, and kind of get in there on the industry, because sometimes it's not what you know, it's also who you know. The TEF Gold Award, which Rob has been through, we're very proud to have that for our teaching excellence. So it's not just about people who know their way around a mixing desk. We're all qualified to teach this to you too. And the beauty of coming at Leicester College, obviously we have the partnership with De Montfort, the bigger university, but at Leicester College, the group sizes are smaller. You get a more intimate thing, which is great if you're trying to work on a mix, because if you're trying to get 20 people around a mixing desk, it just doesn't work. And the course fees as well, as Rob went, are slightly lower too. So there's a winning hand there. Next slide, please. Okay, talking about our facilities, some bullet points here. We have 3 professionally equipped recording studios at the Abbey Park campus, and one of those is dedicated for HE students. I'm not going to have time to talk about the FE courses, but we have a load of FE courses too, all the way from level 2 and level 3. But when you come onto HE, one of those studios is dedicated for just your use. There are 4 fully equipped rehearsal rooms, a couple of rooms which are full of Apple Macs loaded with the latest software. We are spoilt for choice in terms of microphones, analog and digital recording gear, synthesizers, samplers, and DJ equipment. It's all there. And what the thing we allow you to do on the HE courses is you don't just use it in class. There's a booking system where you can take this gear off-site and use it in your own projects. So we've got the virtual open day, and when we're up and opening again, come down and see what we've got. Next slide, please. Okay, this is a facility, but also something very, very unique. The Sue Townsend Theatre, which once upon a time was the Phoenix Cinema in Leicester, is now part of Leicester College. And in there we have a 250 capacity live venue, which we use for all of our sound and performance modules. So I think we've got a couple of pictures. I'll give you an example. Yeah, so this is our big gig. So Christmas time, the performance students will perform to their audience of 250, whilst all the sound engineering students and the music tech students will put the show on, rig the microphones. So it's a big gig, really nicely done. So you've got that to look forward to. Next slide. Oh, do we have a next slide? I think we're stuck there. Well, the next slide. Oh, here it comes. Yeah, the next slide. This is the view from the booth. So this is what you'll be doing, looking down if you are running that show. So you see it's quite an expansive space, a huge PA in there, lots of lights, a lot to be excited about. And you get to rub shoulders with the other creatives as well. We've got, as well as the courses which my colleagues are going to talk about, we've got also dance. We have technical theatre. We have performance in terms of acting and things like that, and we all congregate in the Sue Townsend, and it's a really vibey place. So looking forward to seeing you down there. Next slide, please. So over the course of the last few months, we have invested heavily in remote learning. So of course, we haven't been able to leave the house as much as we wanted to lately, But in music technology, quite a lot of stuff is already online. We're talking live streaming gigs for audio and video. So this year, starting this year, all of our HNC and foundation degree students are basically going to get their home studio package to take home with them and to work on. So you get a notebook PC, you can see their audio interface, a controller keyboard, microphone cable, and load it up with all the software you need. So if you do need to work remotely and outside of the studios, we can log on and do our classes there. And our final performance this year wasn't in the Sue Townsend, we streamed it live. So we can do both. So that's quite exciting too, these tools for remote learning. Right, I just have a couple more slides. I'll quickly go through the courses. So next slide. Okay, so now Higher National, our HNC in music this year, we do a course which is tailored for you, whether you are a producer, more on the technical side, or a performer. A lot of it is common. You'll visit subjects such as music business, audio recording, creating sounds on the computer, professional development, which I talked about, very important how to market and promote yourself in the world of music, and music theory as well, for you to be able to help with your composition. And then if you're more of a producer, got more of a technical interest, will take you to do live sound and some acoustics, applied acoustics, build your own bass traps. And then we've also got modules for performance and the instrument and vocal technique. So there we go. We've got 2 different courses for the HNC. And then finally on our established foundation degree on the next slide. This is a 2-year course, full-time. You can see you take those first-year subjects. In there, we've got also a little bit of electronics. You go down and meet our friends in the engineering lab and do our electronics. And year 2 takes you somewhere else entirely. More production, more things to do with sound and vision. There is a whole bunch of subjects, all of which are industry-related and will help you achieve, well, not only in your higher education, but to get a job in the industry. And I think I have one more slide. And this is just to go over some of the entry requirements which Rob outlined earlier. For HNC Music and FD Music Technology, we're looking for 32 UCAS points. English, grade 4 or equivalent. But that doesn't mean if you haven't been in education for a while, or you're coming from a different background, that maybe you've worked in the industry and want to retrain, we welcome applications from all students. And all you've got to be able to do is show us your portfolio, either come in and audition, or show us something and mix. That's something that you've done. And that will get you onto the course if you can get, if you don't have those formal qualifications. And the same with the FD Music Technology. So to apply for the course, as I said, it's now you can apply directly on UCAS, and I think we have some information elsewhere. I better get off and let someone else have a turn. And for the new course, the HNC, it's so new, directly through that email address, music@leicestercollege.ac.uk. Okay, I hope I haven't taken up too much of your time, and I hope that was useful. Thanks very much.
Thanks a lot for that, Mike. Yeah, just to reiterate as well, I've been down to the music studios and a lot of amazing facilities there, so I would encourage people to enroll in one of those courses. And Mike, as requested, there's a link to the music Facebook page, which has got some videos and interviews with people who are on our music courses, which might be of interest to people. And you can also follow on Twitter under that Twitter handle. Yeah, thanks a lot for that, Mike. I'm now going to hand over to Nick. Nick is the program leader for graphic design and new media. So yeah, take it away, Nick.
Okie dokie. Good afternoon. Right, foundation degree graphic design new media is a mouthful, so we shorten it to GDEM. So that is what we are. I'm going to whip through this dead quick. Okay, so the first thing I want to say is this FD was written around choices. I think there's far too many courses where you only do one thing. So what we tried to do was to do lots of different things. And then you decide as a student where you take that. Next slide, please. Okay, so we combine traditional graphic design principles, drawing, typography, poster design, but we also embrace the new medias, digital environments, websites, We're looking for next year at doing AI stuff. So we do motion graphics, we do video. So it's lots of different programs in one course that you can choose at the end where you take this as a professional. Next slide, please. So it's everybody said this, it's industry facing. A lot of our students either work in big studios or start their own creative enterprises. I've had a lot of success here. So at Leicestershire, you go in any design studio, you will find our foundation degree students. Next slide, please. Okay, so this is the broad outline, level 4. There are 15 credits and 30 credit modules. You can see contemporary graphic design, principles of graphic design, creative applications, animation, web, multimedia is video in this case, so we keep changing things, and professional creative industry is one, which is at the bottom. It's about being in business, how to start your own business. I've done that several times, so we incorporated in that, so students have got those choices. Next slide, please. Second year, there's 5 modules, and you're taking the level 4 to the next level, literally to the next level. Multimedia in the 21st century is more motion graphics. Advanced web is going live with websites. A lot of my students end up designing and creating websites for clients, live clients. Advanced graphic design could be anything from packaging, anything like that, where the students actually write their own brief. Professional creative industries is work experience. All foundation degrees have work experience embedded within them. This is where you get your own clients. We've done a lot of teaching over year 1 and year 2. You're now going to get your own clients, which is a great experience. Goes on your CV. You're more employable. And of course, cross-media and cultural communications is a extended essay. So it's an academic piece. Obviously, at a degree level, you will have to incorporate academia into it. So you write an essay, but it's your choice what you decide to do it on. Next slide, please. Okay, so what you'll learn, and here's just a list: graphic design, animation, book, comic art, website, packaging, video, etc., etc., etc. We have a lot of guest speakers come in from the world of industry. We have animators come in, we have comic book artists come in, we have guest webinars with people that work in the VR industry. So there's lots of going on. We've got our own base room at the college with our own computers in there, and it's a very studio environment. That's what we try to encourage, an active studio environment. Last slide, I think. Oh, that's footwear. Okay, I think I'm finished. I whipped through that dead quick.
So fast you didn't even realise, Nick.
I was exactly 4 minutes. Just seconds.
If there was a record, I think you've broken it.
Okay.
Yeah, no, thanks a lot for that, Nick. That's great. So yeah, finally, we're going to hand over to Julie, who's program lead for new media. Not new media, sorry, for footwear. We've just done new media. Yeah. So yeah, if you can just start the presentation, that'd be great. Thanks.
Lovely. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining. I just really would like to give you an overview of the footwear course. Really, this is a highly creative, and it includes technical understanding of the footwear industry. Next slide, please. Okay. So in terms of the course itself, as you can see, there is creative planning, creative design. What we look for in our students that come onto the course is a strong art portfolio so that you can conceptualize your ideas from research into sketching and developing footwear ideas, both commercially and for sort of from high end to commercial fashion as well. Next slide, please. So here's just a quick snapshot. I think we've lost a few slides, but that might be because we're kind of running tight on time now. As you can see here, a really lovely sketchbook of of a student who's generating ideas from art, from culture, and from many aspects, many inspirational areas of sort of inspiration through to footwear. Next slide, please. Again, this is just a student that has been very successful with us, came to us for 2 years, progressed and did her final year at De Montfort University, and she's now working for a design company and is incredibly successful with all of the skills, both design and technical, gained from both programs. Next slide, please. Just one of the aspects, learning design and learning the sort of pattern cutting techniques and manufacturing, we also look at trend prediction, marketing, and we look at what the industry needs are. So as a student, you have a very holistic approach to learning, you know, from and understanding that design process. It's not just, it's about taking your inspiration and following those ideas right through to, if I could just have the next slide, please, that'd be great. Thank you. So here there's a little branding. So you've designed your shoe, you've made it, you've gone through that technical and inspirational process and design process, but we also equipped you to think about the consumer, to think about the customer, and think about the live brief. You may be working with designers and brands to design a bespoke collection, and you will think about your own branding, packaging, logos, logo designs, and that follows all the way, connecting all the different specialisms from and definitely sort of incorporating things like 3D design, CAD, Illustrator, Photoshop, hand rendering. If we could just have the next slide, please. There's lots more here. Here's a lovely example of a shoe that's created from concept to final production. So a really great key element here is the college's facilities. Although we have great workshops, we have the pattern cutting rooms, the manufacturing rooms, and the design rooms. You can also take your ideas through to the 3D workshop, which a student has done here and cleverly incorporated their logo design right into the shoe. So idea generation, and if you have a fantastic idea and you have a passion for footwear, it's really about how do you bring that idea to life? How can you know, what kind of machines can we use? How we can hand make, machine make. There's all different aspects of being able to produce and bring your design idea really to life. And that's just a really good example on screen there. If I could just have the next slide, please. I think that's it. I think that's it.
I think that, yeah, I think that
Covered
might
as
be
much as possible.
You might be beating Nick's record there in terms of speed. If there was some slides that dropped off, apologies.
I think there was a few slides dropped off there.
No, that's what I mean. Yeah.
I'm going, where are they? Oh, I was going to mention that.
Out of your control.
Is that it? Are we not live now?
No, we're still live. Yeah,
we're still live. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Just checking.
Yeah, no, I think there just might have been some slides missing from the presentation, but I think we got basically most of what you wanted to say in.
Yeah, if you love shoes, come to Leicester College. We teach the whole broad spectrum. Come.
That's a good start. Yeah, definitely for your course. So I just want to touch on some areas that we haven't discussed so far. I know obviously this session's been mainly focused on HE. Do you think each of you could talk a little bit about FE courses if you're comfortable doing that, just so we can give a bit of an overview of those?
Yeah, I'm happy. Sorry, I'm happy just to start briefly because I'm actually program lead for the art design program as well as the HE footwear, and it's actually quite a nice place to start really, because The art and design FE is a brand new course this year. It's starting. It's an exciting time to join the art practice and skills course, and it offers a broad spectrum of specialisms from print, textiles, 3D design, photography, and drawing, painting, and also incorporating the contextual side of researching and academic standards as well. I think I'll just leave that there if anybody else wants to join in. And so a lot of our art and design courses do lead into the foundation degree programs after that as well.
Yes, similarly on level 3 for music and music technology, we do the BTEC courses, so level 2 and level 3. And these are really broad to start, because obviously if you're starting off in music, you might not be sure which way you want to go. So at level 2, a general sort of music diploma, and then you can specialize a little bit more at level 3. But basically everything I went through talking about the foundation degree and the HNC would give you a solid foundation at FE level. So it's a great place to start. And then obviously if you come to the end of that course and want to continue, we're there for progression. And all those facilities I talked about, they're there. So you will go down to Townsend Centre, you will be on those mixing desks, you will be in those Mac suites, and it's all there for the FE students as well.
Cool.
Yeah, brilliant. Nick, have you got anything you want to add to that, or Rob?
No, I don't really do much FE, to be honest. I only do teach on one course on FE, and that is a graphic design course, of course. I used to teach a lot on other FDs, photography, video, things like that. But generally, I'm just a general HE lecturer on my own course.
Nick, thanks, Nick. Nick, not sure which Nick I'm talking to. Yeah, let me just, I can summarise as well. Generally, we're offering level 2s, which is your GCSE equivalent, and your level 3s across fashion, art design, creative media, photography, graphics. We're offering it to a range of learners at FE, whether you're getting grade 3s or whether you're getting grade 4s or above. And just get online, have a look at our websites, have a look at the virtual open day information that will come out towards the end of the summer, and check us out. The great thing is, I think, as Michael pointed out, is that FE students get to experience the facilities that the HE students benefit from. So the equipment and the standards of these specialists, like I said, these kind of niche pathways, students again access some really good kit at FE. So it's a great experience for them.
Yeah, brilliant. And just something else that I think we should touch on that a lot of people want to know out there is what grades would people need to get onto level 2 and level 3 courses? Can you all kind of answer for your areas? Or,
I'll cover that in general, Nick, if you want, and then staff can tweak it if they need to. So yeah, if you're applying for a level 2, generally in creative arts and media, you need a grade 3 in an art-related subject, and you need a grade 3, preferably in English language. Well, it's English language. Maths is optional, but we do need to see generally a portfolio. So, for example, if you apply for fashion, we'd like to see some textiles or some making work and some design work. If you're applying for graphics or art, yeah, of course, we want to see a grade 3 art and design. We want to see a GCSE artwork, and we want to see a drawing. For media, English language is essential. So it's a 3 at English language for level 2. When you come on to the level 3 courses, the BTEC A-level equivalent, we need 4 4s. That's 1 in an art-related subject, and we want a 4 in English language, and then 2 other 4s or the equivalent of that. And again, maths is optional. So if you get a 3 in maths or a 2 in maths, we can get you resat. It's not essential to come on that course. It's the art or art-related subject and English language that's really, really important. And again, when you're applying for a level 3 in any of the creative arts and media, we want to see your portfolio. We want to make sure that your drawing and your visual recording is to a good standard. And then finally, if you're applying for creative media, bear in mind, is your film, your documentary, your journalism, your writing, your radio, sound, all those sorts of things, of which they work really well with music. I know they've done music videos with Michael's team. You know, so we've worked with those students. You need a grade 4 English language for creative media, and then 3 other forms. So I don't know if the team want to jump in there. Michael might have slightly different criteria.
You know what, Rob? It was basically, for most of that, you could replace art with music. If you are a level 2 or level 3 for music, we're looking for those same entry qualifications, the 3 and also the English. For music tech at level 3, it's a little bit more tech, so we do want the maths as well. But with both of those courses, of course, you can do your GCSE resits alongside. So that's something we can offer there. Yeah, and it's the same thing with if you're a performing musician, so you're a guitarist or singer or bass player or whatever, we want to hear you play or hear you sing. So come in for an audition. If you're more on the production side, technical side, you're a remixer or a producer, then again, a portfolio, something you've got either on your SoundCloud or you know, something you can play us off your Facebook, we'll do as your portfolio. So yeah, you just got to show us what you can do, be enthusiastic, and you know, want to make it in music.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for that, guys. Good. Did you want to add something to that, Jules?
Nope.
No, cool. Yeah, I think definitely, like you say, one of the great things about having a really diverse sort of creative department is that they end up being able to work together, and you know, you can kind of complement each other and cross-pollinate the different practices. So I think that's a really nice part of the department. So I guess we're running out of time pretty much. We have got a couple of questions that people have submitted. So one person, Sonia, is asking, what advice would you give to students who are not given the option to study GCSE art or music, for example, at school?
Michael, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. Well, what can I say? I mean, you come and join us at Leicester College is the obvious answer, because we have those courses, you know, here for you. You don't have to have, like Nick said, we'd like a qualification in either art or music, but if you've got the equivalent qualifications and you can show us what you can do, you might not be able to study art at home or might not be able to study music at your school, but if you're creating art at home or creating music, bring those in and we'll look at your portfolio and basically take you on from there.
Yeah, I think that's great, Nick. Yeah, Jules, do you want to?
No, I think I would say exactly the same thing. If you're not having the opportunity to, you know, do art and design at school, then I would imagine you're creating. You've got mini sketchbooks. You're doing creative work. You might be making something. You might be sewing something. It really bring that along, and don't let that be a barrier for your future. If you've got a passion and you are creative, come along to Leicester College, show us what you've got, you know, and we will be open to see just that. We'll see that creativity, and I think that's a really good place to start.
Mm-hmm. Can I just add one more thing? We're talking about you know, people leaving school. Of course, you know, FE and HE are open to all. You might have people who've left school a few years ago, didn't even do those qualifications back then, been working at another job, you know, they'll making music, making art, whatever. We can, you know, look at what you're doing. That's what we want to know, that you've got a body of work that you've been working on. So even if you haven't got the equivalent qualifications that we're talking about, because it's been a few years ago, you can still apply and still, you know, come for an interview and audition.
Yeah. Can I just say something? Yeah. It is. It doesn't matter too much as long as you've got a passion. With my subject, as long as you draw and want to draw. Oh, children draw. And it's about that enthusiasm. So we have students come on the FDI run who have come back. Some of them, I've got this year a lady who was an ex-GP coming on the course. So it's open to everyone as long as you've got a passion.
Yeah. And a willingness to learn, explore, experiment with new, you know, new opportunities. That really is key to what we would want from you. Is, you know, you want to progress, you want to learn, and I think just come along. and bring whatever you have. Even if you don't think it's what we're looking for, it probably is. You've made that step to come towards to bring a portfolio, and that's the first stage. That we're there to help you with the rest of that journey. So good. Do it.
Brilliant. Thanks so much, guys. Yeah, I think we're probably going to need to wrap it up there, but I really appreciate you all taking the time out to do this, and hopefully people who are watching have got a bit of an idea of the kind of diversity and the sort of facilities and amazing offer that we've got in terms of creative courses here at Leicester College. I'd really encourage people to try and inquire with any of our lovely team that have joined us today to find out a bit more if you're interested in particular areas. So just want to say thanks again for joining us, guys. Thanks for taking the time out. And to everyone who's tuned in, please keep checking out our live streams every Tuesday. We'll be back next week from 11 a.m. and we'll be covering all areas around the college. So yeah, please do keep checking it out and send in any questions you've got. Thanks again, guys, and we'll catch up with you all soon.
Okay.
Bye. Thank you.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.